Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it comes from a translation of a message that one of our admin had to help us with. And the translation reads like this. Hello, how are you? Can you please post my own story as anonymous? I am a 50-year-old woman who is South African, and my profession, I used to be a nurse. So what happened was that after I had retired, I then got into business, and this was an idea that had been given to me by my own son. So in the moment when we started to move up, whilst we were saving some money, that was when my son fell in love with this woman that I did not like at all, because I saw the effects of what was happening. Ever since my son started dating this girl, he was no longer listening to me. Whenever I would tell him that this is what I want to be done, this has to be done, my son would always confirm with the girl that he was dating. If the girl will say no, then my son will say no. This started to affect my relationship with my son so much that I hated her. Even before she had been introduced to me, I knew that there was something that was going on. By the time that my son came with this woman saying that, Mom, this is the woman that I want to marry, I then said, no, this one you cannot marry her. It is far much better that I go back to where my mom come from, and then I can see if there is any girl in the village, someone that is okay, not these Lokshan girls. I'm not going to allow my son to get married to a Lokshan girl. But I knew that this was just a way of denying my son his happiness, for his happiness was bringing chaos into the family. Our business was now crumbling, and my son was even talking about if it was too difficult for us to keep on working, maybe it would be better that we split everything into half so that he can start his own small business. And I was like, this boy, what does he know about business? Because if we split everything in half, it means that everything that we have worked hard for, it will just crumble to the ground. So I refused, and I said, we are going to continue working together. It is fine. You can marry the so-called love of your life, but I hated her a lot, and I am not proud of what I am about to share with you. It all started, this was after one of my auntie had passed away. So when my auntie had passed away, then I found out that she had written me as the person that was supposed to take care of her house since she passed away, and she did not have any kids at all. As for her boyfriend, was fighting for this house, but we took him to court and we ended up getting the title deeds. So I said, this house, like I'm not going to be using it a lot because of the distance, so let me put someone there. So that was when I was told by the neighbor that there was a man who was looking for a house to rent. So this man, he was from Zim, a prophet, you know, those ones that go to their churches in the bushes, those ones that they call the red garments. So these people, they started staying at my house. Within a very short period of time, I heard that there were a lot of people that were coming to my house. I drove there. I was angry, but what I saw a powerful, a true man of God. He spoke with me and he gave me countless prophecies about my life, about the things that had happened whilst at work. Now I had lost my marriage because of this other woman who hated me a lot at work. And indeed, this man, I saw that he was a powerful man of God. How else was he going to know the things that had happened when I was still in nursing school, all the scandals that had happened between me and this other woman who turned out to have her mother fight against me, simply because when we were in nursing school, I had taken her boyfriend and she had also taken my boyfriend. You know how these things goes. But I never thought that she was going to involve her mother. And at that time, I was suffering a lot because of her mother. She did not want me to continue to be working as a nurse simply because me and her child, we had fought whilst we were in college. So Brother Nashi, when this man told me almost everything about my life, I immediately recognized that this man, he was nothing but a powerful man of God. Instead of him telling him that I did not want him to set up his church at my house, no, I was going to allow that to happen. I said, you can go ahead as long as you keep the noise down and you do not disturb the neighbors. That is all, because some of the complaints, they were coming from the neighbors of people praying throughout the night, never resting every day. So that is why I had driven to my auntie's house to see what was going on. So even though I was shocked because I did not want to believe in all of these prophets, but when I was about to leave, he said, Mama, wait, I have something that I need to share with you. He spoke with me in his broken Zulu and he told me that the root of some of my problems that I was experiencing in my business and between me and my son, it lies with your daughter-in-law. I was surprised. This man, he did not even know that I was having challenges with my daughter-in-law. He did not even know that I was running a business. He said, she is a witch. And I believed in each and every word that he told me, even though I was surprised. So she was the one who had joined my family, and she was the cause of all my suffering. As I was driving back home, I noticed that a lot of things changed when she came into my life. She was different, too confident, and she rarely joined me whenever she will be at my house. When I will say, it is family time prayer, and she will always have a silly excuse about things that she needed to do. How my son always defended her when I would tell her that there were things about his wife that I did not like. It then ended up and I said, she is indeed the cause of our suffering, as I had been told by this man of God from Zim. This prophet told me that God had revealed her evil to him and that we needed to deal with her to save the family. At that time, because I did not have enough time to sit down and speak with him. The next time I returned back and there was a ritual, he told me that we needed to bind her spirit to destroy her evilness. He said that what we needed were some chilies. I went and I bought those chilies and we had some salt, a chicken, a lot of needles and candles, and a small red cloth that I bought, and the rituals started. And we did this at the back of my auntie's house. We burnt everything, even that chicken. I cried because we had to burn this chicken alive. You know what we did? He went into his room and took a black plastic bag. He then just placed that chicken inside that black plastic bag. It was just too cruel for me, but I needed to participate, he said, in that ritual. And then we poured petrol on that chicken after sticking so many needles into it, and the candles and everything started burning. This chicken, it did not even have the time to cry out. I really cried and he said that I was not supposed to cry. It is done. Your family is free. And I was not supposed to feel guilty for fighting for my family. I felt relieved after my son called me and said that his wife was not okay. We went with her to the hospital. I was looking at her and I was like, you need to die, you witch. Then her health did not improve and then she passed away. After she passed away, my son had a period in which he sank into depression, stopped eating, and still we are struggling in business. Nothing changed. And I now had blood on my hands. So I then went to that prophet. For this was a time that I was now fighting with the prophet. I wanted to know what was wrong with me, with the family. That was when he said, you know what? God has revealed something. You and I, we need to get physical. Like the way that he spoke with me, I don't know what happened, but I ended up sleeping with him like I was a prostitute in my car. I justified myself that this spiritual bond was going to remove all the bad luck until I said, you know what, we cannot continue doing this. I cannot sleep with you, yet there is no situation that is changing in my life. So many months later, the things are still the same. and I returned back to him. That was when he said that, you need to come clean with me. And I said, yes, you need to come clean. What is going on? He then said, I think I was wrong. And I said, you think you were wrong? What do you mean? And he said that this woman was not a witch. The Holy Spirit had now given him a vision. And in this vision, the vision that he was getting was that my auntie, the reason as to why she gave me this house, which I need to sell and split the money with him, because my auntie was the witch who was hiding behind my daughter-in-law. So in that vision, the Holy Spirit was wrong. I want to know, can the Holy Spirit be wrong in giving prophecies and visions? For this is what this man is now telling me. I am on the verge of collapse and I want to sell my auntie's house. Please help me before I make another mistake. The biggest mistake was sleeping with him, and he controls me through those emotions that I feel for him. Please assist me. Dear listeners, right there was a message that one of our admin received, and that was the translation of that message. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.